Well, it's the every other month again. Time for another triple threat. Stick around. Hello there, YouTube, and welcome to this month's Triple Threat, the triple review show where I take a three-worded movie title and break it down to three reviews that are themed around those words. This month, the theme is Killer Clowns and From Outer Space. So, basically, I'll be reviewing a killer film, a clown film, and a sci-fi outer space film. So, let's kick off the reviews with our first film, The Killer. Yes! So, for the Killer review, I am reviewing I Know What You Did Last Summer. Directed by Jim Gill Esprit or whatever. I'm butchering the name, I'm not going to try and get it right. Based on the novel of the same name by Lewis Duncan. Yeah, it's based on a book. Starring Jennifer Love Hewitt, Sarah Michelle Gellar, Ryan Phillippe or whatever it says, Freddie Prinze Jr., Johnny Galecki, and what is it on here? And Rabbit or something Wilson. Okay, so this is a 1998 slasher film, like I said, based on the book. So basically, a lot of people should have know the story by now. It's a classic. It's a group of friends that are joyriding and stuff, and not paying attention to what's going on the road, and they run over a guy, a fisherman, and then they, instead of doing the right thing, turning themselves in and that, they dump his body, and, well, 1 year later, he comes back to hunt them down and pick them all off, one by one. Excuse me. So, basically, yeah, the fisherman with his signature hook goes picking off the group one by one. And that with his long trench coat. So, let's get on to my likes and my dislikes about this film. So, first of all, the likes. I like the look of the killer in this. I mean, he's like not wearing a mask, although you still don't see his face, and he has that massive hook. I think, what a unique weapon. It's like, Jason has his signature machete, Freddy has his bladed glove, and Michael has his butcher's knife, and Leatherface has his chainsaw. In this, the fisherman has his hook. And I don't think I recall a slasher film where the killer uses a hook to kill. Except for Candyman. Yes, there's Candyman. He uses the hook as well as a killing tool. So, the fisherman wasn't the first one to use a hook to kill. It was Candyman, because I nearly said it 5 times then, because I'm filming this in front of a mirror with the camera on it and that. So yeah, yes, I like the fisherman's weapon. I also liked, I like Johnny Galecki in this. I mean, I know him now as Leonard Hofstadter in The Big Bang Theory, but he was a big actor before, from being a kid. He was like Russ in Christmas Vacation, National Lampoons. Also, I like Freddie Prinze Jr. and, at the time, future wife Sarah Michelle Gellar in this, along with Jennifer Love Hewitt. Of course, Jennifer Love Hewitt plays the final girl in this because she comes back in the sequel. I Still Know What You Did Last Summer with Freddie Prinze Jr., who's like the final guy. One thing, yeah, I like the kills in this too. The kills were great. One thing, this is where the dislikes come in. Well, basically, I don't know what to make of this kill, but Sarah Michelle Gellar's death in the film, when she's running and then there's an alleyway of a parade of people, and I'm thinking she's almost made it to safety, then she does that dumbass thing and turns around to make sure no one's behind her. Next thing, the fisherman's there, and he hides her behind the tyres and guts her like a fish, which I thought was a bit dumb. But yeah, my dislikes on this are how arrogant and how up their own arses the teens are in this, because it's like, you know, they thought they got away with murder, but of course they clearly didn't, because it comes back to bite them a year later, you know, karma. But yeah, I just didn't like how they handled the murder, how they were thinking about themselves and not about the fisherman, like, you know, does he have a family and all that? Yeah. I do like how Scary Movie picked up on this and parodied it, because Scary Movie, it was funny the way it did it. I think it does have some dark comedic elements in this film. It's been a while since I watched it, but I have seen them all, except for I Always Know What You Did Last Summer. I haven't seen that one, but apparently that's got not much to do with the others, I don't know. But yes, this is a classic. It's 20 years old now, 1998. Can you believe that? Anyway, that's pretty much it for this review. I don't think I've got much to say apart from it, about it, other than the ratings. So, final thoughts. I thought this film was good. You know, some of the kills were great. I like the fisherman in it. So he had a justifiable motive. So with all that being said, I'm going to give I Know What You Did Last Summer. I'm going to give this 3 machetes out of 5. Now for the next part, the next review of the show. That's right, it's time for the Clowns review, or the Clown review. Anyway, let's do it. And for the Clowns review, I am reviewing All Hallows Eve, written and directed by Damien Leon, starring Kate Maguire, Mike Grenady or something, I can't pronounce the name. Mike Giammaria or whatever, I can't pronounce the name, and Catherine A. Coletham or whatever. So this is a anthology horror film, and it's basically set on Halloween night when some kids come back from trick-or-treating, and in one of their pillowcases with candy they find a tape, and the babysitter, she's not sure if they should watch it or not, but she agrees to, and if anything weird or happens on it, well, she won't let them watch. But of course, when they watch the video, you know, all kinds of hell unfolds and all kinds of dark monstrosity and demonic things happen. But it always features Art the Clown. This was the first, well, not the first appearance. Art the Clown appeared in another short by Damien Leon, by Damien Leon, Leone or something, whatever his name is, in another short film called The Ninth Circle. In this, Art isn't played by David Howard Thornton, he's played by that Mike Giannetti or whatever his name is guy in this. But still, I mean, he is like still the same. I mean, David Howard Thornton, he may have made his mark and made Art his own, but this guy who also plays Art in this film, to be honest, I wouldn't have known that he was played by 2 different actors, because they look that very similar because of all the makeup and the prosthetics. But yeah, Art the Clown, he is a creeper, and basically as the films go on, the more it becomes reality, and it does. So, let's get on to my likes and dislikes about this film. First of all, I liked Art in this, as I've already explained. He is the new terror clown in horror, you know, especially with the new solo film he's had called Terrifier. I enjoyed some of the shorts in this. It actually features the original Terrifier short in this film. Yeah, because Terrifier was at first a short film, and it features that in one of the many anthology films. I like the quality of picture in this, how it looked old school and what have you. I thought that was a great touch to do on that. I also enjoyed the performances from our supporting actors, such as Katie Maguire as the babysitter. You know, she did a great job as the babysitter in this. They also had kids in this. The kids did a good job, and also they did something that you rarely see in a horror film, where they, spoiler alert, where Art actually kills the children. So we know he doesn't hesitate to kill youngsters either, and stuff. One of my dislikes about this, you know what? I can't really think of anything negative to say about this. Because it is a good horror film. And that I did review this in my 31 Days of Horror back in October on the 31st day, but I didn't have as many subscribers as I do now, and I thought I'd give this a re-review and also rewatch the film and share my change, see if I've had a change of heart or anything on this film, and if anything, I kind of like it a little bit more. I mean, I love Terrifier. Terrifier I find more good than All Hallows Eve. They did a sequel to this, All Hallows Eve 2, but I've been told that doesn't feature Art, but I never got around to watching it, but maybe I should. Anyway, final thoughts and ratings on All Hallows Eve. I enjoyed this film. I loved Art the Clown in this, but he's way better in Terrifier. But still, this was a great way for me to be introduced to the Killer Clown. I do want to see more from him, like the Ninth Circle. I need to try and track that short down somewhere. But anyway, other than that, I enjoyed the film. So with all that being said, I'm giving All Hallows Eve 4 machetes out of 5. Now we go to the next part of the reviews, which is Outer Space. Let's go. And of course, for the Outer Space review, I am reviewing the classic sci-fi horror, Alien. No one can hear you scream. No, it's Space. No one can hear you scream. Directed by the great Ridley Scott, starring Sigourney Weaver, Tom Kerritt, Veronica Cartwright, Henry Dean Stanton, John Hurt, Ian Holm or whatever, and here's some. I'm butchering the name, I'm not going to try and pronounce it. So, this is a sci-fi horror where a team go to some barren planet and stumble across some weird life form which hugs John Hurt on the face and impregnates him with an alien, and the alien goes around on a rampage around the ship, picking the crew off one by one. And of course, if you're a true sci-fi horror fan like myself, you will know the story of this film. So, let's get on to my likes and dislikes. First of all, I liked the jump scares. Now, the first time I watched this, I will admit, that bit when they're crawling through the air ventilation and we see the xenomorph go, that was I jumped at that the first time, but second time and that, in fact, I've seen the film so many times, it don't make me jump, but I can see why it was scary back in the day. I also like the whole claustrophobic elements of it, that you're in space and no one can hear you scream, and you're screwed. And also, I love the performances from the actors in this, especially Sigourney Weaver and John Hurt. I loved the scene as well where John Hurt, of course it's a notorious scene, where John Hurt has the the chest buster, and he has the little xenomorph come out of him. And that is probably a very iconic scene. And a little fact here, there was not meant to be that much gore during it. Some of the reaction in that was real from the actors, and of course Ridley Scott wanted to keep that quiet just so he can have the actors get the shock in that he wanted, which I thought is kind of a cool idea. And I also enjoyed the cinematography in this for its time. I mean, I've seen it remastered and that, but I think it's a good horror, a good sci-fi one at least. I also liked Ellen Ripley, played by Sigourney Weaver, in this. In fact, Ripley was originally meant to be a man in the script, but they actually decided to give her a gender change, which I think, well, worked clearly. And that. I also like the very dark horror elements the film had, and how we had a slow build up to seeing the full monster, because it's like the first proper look we get of the monster fully grown. It's got a tail, we see that, we see a quick look of its face, but yeah, the tension and suspense is phenomenal, and it is good. In fact, I don't know why I've not reviewed this any sooner. I have done a horror talk on the franchise, but I not reviewed them all, but yeah, on this channel, but I should do. So, Alien. My dislikes, however, other than it being good, I do think the opening scene was quite slow, especially when it was slowly introducing the title saying Alien. But, it was the trailer to this film that really makes you want to go and see it, and that is good. It is one of the best horror trailers I've seen. But the whole thing that introduced me to the franchise was Alien vs Predator. And Alien obviously has had more films than Predator and that, but hey, I loved the Predators, so I cheered them on in that film. But, Alien, the Xenomorphs, they're incredible. And we're only just getting to know their whole backstory and origin now in the Alien prequels, Prometheus, Alien Covenant. I think another prequel's in the works, but yeah, only time will tell. So, dislikes. I can't really think of any dislikes, even though you can tell that the Xenomorph was played by a tall guy in a suit. It was great anyway. I mean, in the later versions it's all CGI because of the age we live in now, but at the time, Alien was great for its time. It obviously was a blockbuster hit, I think. I don't know because I wasn't around in 1979, but my dad saw it and he said it was great. And yeah, I enjoy the film Alien. I enjoy all the films, and I can't recommend them enough. But when it comes to which one's the best, it's got to be the first two. I can't do that is the first one better than is the second one and all that, because they're equally great. Because yeah, I just loved Alien, and yeah, that's my outer space review. So yeah, my ratings, I think I'll give Alien, you know what, I'm going to give Alien 4 machetes out of 5. So that has been my triple threat on Killer Klowns and From Outer Space. Now for the final touch of the show, which is of course our monthly shoutouts. Let's go! This month's shoutouts go to Lily's Lair, Horrific Nightmare, wasn't meant to rhyme, Dave Maggot, and my man, The Movie Void. Be sure to check out those 4 awesome YouTubers. Be sure to tell them that I sent you their way. The links to their channels are down below in the description. Well, that's it for this month's triple threat. So, what did you think? Have you seen any of these films? Let me know down in the comments below, and if you like this video, be sure to give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to share with your friends. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and be sure to hit that notification bell. All my social media links, my Facebook group, The Random Horror Madhouse, my Twitter, Instagram, are all linked down below in the description, so be sure to check all that out. Yes, and until next time, don't have nightmares.